Alrighty guys, good evening. Tonight guys, we're going to be doing more of the World of Warcraft. Hi guys. Happy fucking Tuesday. Hope you guys are a wonderful evening so far. Goody good. Ah, yes. Ah, good guys. Alrighty. Let's get into the doing here. We're going to do some more of the World of Warcrafts, guys. I did take a look at the vault already. I am sorry to say, or maybe not so much, the vault is trash. The vault is absolute crap. Good. Gonna do some more 9s and 10s tonight, guys. Hopefully do some 10s. Hopefully do complete some. We did some Necrotic Wake last night. That was pretty horrible when we got to the second or third boss. Stitch, whatever. The guy with Stitches. Either way. And went and did a little searching on the Wowheads. And as it turns out, it's very true. Fucking third boss on Necrotic Wake is overtuned as fuck, as it turns out. Yeah, so here's our gear here, guys. So what we got this week is, I mentioned multiple times in this expansion pack, it seems as though the gear, or the vault, is extremely rigged. Which is why we didn't even bother with delves. I have multiple pieces, by the way, that would be upgrades for 619. I have multiple pieces that are 613. You know, that's a small upgrade, but I got a lot of them, right? I got a lot of 613 pieces in here. I got that guy, that guy, that guy. It's like 1, 2, 3. Not counting the other ones, which we're going to talk about here in a second. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 pieces of 613 that I could upgrade. 6 pieces, guys. I have a total of, let's see, 3 pieces that desperately need upgrades. 4, excuse me, if you include my gloves, all those we can actually upgrade. I have a pair of gloves at 603, I have a belt that's 606, I have a neck that's 603, and I have a cape that's 603. You know what we got this week, guys? We got 2 duplicates. I have a pair of pants that I'm already wearing. The same exact pair of pants that I'm already wearing. Not a different pair, the same pair. Same pair of pants I'm already wearing. A shoulder that I already have a set piece for, that's exactly the same level, by the way. And then we got a chest piece, which I don't need, and I don't actually plan on, like, I don't want, because it has stats on it that are fucking shit. I don't even want this. So the mythic slot is a chest piece that I'm not even looking for. Yeah. And I don't want it. It's the one set piece that I actually don't even want to use because it doesn't have crit or mastery on it. Both are shit. And we're probably obviously going to take the chest piece and just use it till I find something better, because it's just higher statted. Yeah. So this week's vault, absolute trash. And as it turns out, the vault, the way the vault works is you'll either get a small, tiny upgrade, a duplicate piece of gear, or something you don't need. That's the way it works. And sometimes you will get like something you really need, but as you'll find out, is it'll give you a lot of things you really need, but once again, you can only pick one. So it's designed to basically, you know, it looks like you won a lot because there's a lot of choices, but as it turns out, you only won one option because you can't pick multiple from the vault. You can only pick one, right? You can only pick one reward. So it doesn't matter how many of these are viable upgrades because you only get one of them anyways. So they can literally feed you the lottery, and it doesn't matter because you can only pick one reward. So it seems an awful lot like you won when in fact you didn't. And this is another shit week where I literally got to do. This isn't the first time I've gotten duplicate shoulders. I've gotten duplicate bracers. I've gotten duplicate trinkets. Yeah, I think I got a duplicate trinket. Yeah. And there are so many items, guys, that could roll, it doesn't even make sense. It remotely doesn't even fucking make sense. It is 5,000% rigged. There's someone with a doctorate just sitting there like counting his beans on a spreadsheet and making a graph on the intersection between how often you should give people pieces of like gear upgrades and basically not giving people gear upgrades but making it look like you can get them. Sites like Wowhead, you know, like for instance, will track drop rates, but they don't actually do a decent job of doing so. Like they could track it as a relative to your character and the upgrades that you actually need, but they don't. They could legit, there's 100% websites that already track stats in the game that 100% could debunk this shit, and they don't. So, as it turns out, we're going to be picking the chest just because it's the best upgrade. I don't care that it's mythic, it doesn't matter. We're not going to be playing until everything's mythic anyways, so it doesn't matter. And get a key 9, I guess. Tell you until you pick it up. I got a 5-point. Yeah, it's not good. As we were just covering Caleb, it's not good. It looks like it's good. It's not good. It's not good. It is, the vault is a debate. This is like, I particularly left my chess piece as a non-set piece. You only need 4, by the way. I particularly left my chess piece as a non-set piece because I wanted to get an actual like crit mastery piece for it, or even a crit or mastery piece for it. Yeah, well, if you're enjoying it, go for it. Also, once again, one of the reasons we didn't actually do delves, we could have had, you know, 2 more pieces of gear that we could have looked at. But every time I've done it, I've had like 5 possible upgrades. It's just their shit. It doesn't fucking matter. So really no reason to. By the way, the servers, you can tell, are really, really laggy. They've been laggy all day. You can tell the 20th anniversary is a bunch of people playing right now, where they don't have capacity for it. They decided not to ramp up more servers because it's not going to matter that much anyways. Apparently. Well, small upgrade. It's just, I guess, not actually, it's actually a decent upgrade because it's a chess piece, but it's stats I don't want, so. Hopefully we find a chess piece and I can just upgrade that. I don't care if this can go to 636, it doesn't matter to me. We do have 55 gilded crests. I mentioned last night, we could make a weapon with it. We could make a weapon, we get 90 crests and make a weapon with it. I'm not going to bother with that, though. That's like, weapon is literally your best upgrade you can get for your character, by the way. So I could get, technically I could get a mythic weapon. But I already have a 626, and I don't think it's going to matter that much. 10 eye levels doesn't matter that much. And especially the amount of power I'm playing, amount of power, for how much longer I'm going to be playing. I don't think it's going to matter. It's not worth the trade. You can't scale them up. You can scale them to a carved. You can scale gilded, or you can change gilded to carved, and you can change weathered to carved, and carved to weathered, but you can't change carved to gilded. No. Yeah, you want the candlesticks? Yeah, I've been keeping them. I've been keeping a collection of them at this point. By the way, this one's really, 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 really bad. Never picked it up. I thought I was gonna be cheeky because we got a shit vault last week. No, that was like 3 weeks ago. We got a shit vault, and this was basically one of the better options, even though it sucked. I was like, you know, Wowhead can't be like. We looked at it Wowhead, and as people are saying it's terrible. I was like, it can't be that bad, and I picked it up. It's fucking horrible. The proc on it is just, it doesn't even register. A fucking 616. I think this is the highest piece of gear I had for a long time. Just fucking horrible. East one is Mini Bloodlust. Basically, if you're talking about the weapons, weapons basically comes down to the embellishment. That's essentially what you're paying for. Embellishment sucks. Yeah, and you can't. And for some reason, you can't trade like 10 gilded for 15 carved. I don't know why. I don't know why. Despite, you know, gilded being much harder to get, right? You can't trade like 10 of these for 15 carved. Where am I carved? Ruined. Excuse me, 15 for ruined. Here we go. Did I say carved earlier? I meant ruined. Yeah. Yeah. You're talking further down. So you can trade. You can actually trade weathered for carved, and you can trade ruined for carved. You can trade carved for weathered, but you can't get ruined that way, and you can't. Gilded can only be traded down. Carved can only be traded. Excuse me, ruined can only be traded down. And for some reason, it doesn't give you a better ratio either, even though the dungeons are much harder. $90 ruined gives you 15 gilded. What? No. Where do you see that? Although that's pretty ridiculous trade ratio. There's weathered. There's this one if you're talking about this. Weathered into carved. I don't need carved. I need ruined and gilded. Might be one of those options that shows up after you reach a certain eye level too. I believe that's what happened when I got the one to trade to... I got the one to trade to carved? No, trade to ruined. After basically I no longer needed them. Yeah. So I got the option to trade from, where is it? From weathered to carved? Yeah, right here. I got this one after I think I got an average eye level of, what was it? I think I got it when I got like a 606 in all my slots, or 603 in all my slots. So I think maybe the option might appear once I get hero in every slot. Maybe it's the gear type. So once I get hero in every slot, I'll be able to get carved. Yeah, or I'll be able to get ruined. Yeah, but that's a pretty absurd ratio. Yeah. That's so far along in the gearing path, you legit never need the currency ever again. So it doesn't even fucking matter. Like, I have the one currently to get carved, and I don't fucking need carved for anything. Carved is for, like, really level champion gear. I think maybe this might work. Let's see. Might be carved. The problem you run into, however, is... Yeah, so this one still uses carved, but the next ones I'll use ruined. If I could have one, I could technically do. The issue becomes Valor Stones. And then you have to Valor Stone grind, which is actually takes a little bit more time than actually getting the crests in the first place. Because they drop at a slightly lower ratio than the crests do. Woo! Oh my god, 38 Valor Stones for one eye. Yeah. Yeah, guys. Big spender. Ka-ching! Well, it's a 606 now. Oh, we can do another one. Oh, this costs so much more, though. I don't think I want to do that. That issue goes away when you farm for crafted gear. You don't use the crest in that way. You mean talking about Valor Stones? Yeah. Just a waste of money. I don't want to spend time on crafting. I think crafting is a huge waste of money. It doesn't really bypass the crest grind in the first place. You still have to get the crest. So it's not really... That being said, it makes you could get like a gilded weapon, so I could max out like a gilded weapon, but that's still 90 crests, so it's actually higher than if you're just gonna upgrade. But then again, you have to be able to get it, and they don't drop. They don't drop fucking mythics in keys, despite how hard they are. They wouldn't want to do that. That's raiding gear. You don't get that. That's raiding gear, and from what I understand, raiding's super hard. Well, BRD is actually pretty hard apparently, and it's actually pissing people off. But the actual Herb's Palace is pretty easy from what very easy. You're supposed to actually pug it, but I don't want to pug it. So I'm for the longest time, guys, I'm a firm believer in keys. I love keys. Dungeons in general, and prior to Dungeons Heroics, or prior to Keys Heroics. Best fun for your money, as it comes down to it. You actually make a difference. It's less of a shit show. Feels more concise and more fulfilling doing it, and it's actually the time allocation is pretty low too. So, you can kind of usually get it done in 30 minutes, and obviously if you go over maybe 45. Alrighty. Well, hey, look, guys, there's a mythic. Yay! Like literally the one piece of gear I didn't want to get dropped for, guys. And then it gave me a fucking haste versatility piece. Oh my god! If it had like crit on it or mastery, I would have been fine with it. But instead, it gave me fucking that. Why? I was literally talking to Al. I fucking didn't like. We got a chest upgrade. I think even yesterday. This was yesterday, wasn't it? Yeah, it was the day before yesterday where we got the chest upgrade. Yeah, I have the old chest piece sitting right here, and I was like, well, I might as well wear it, because, you know, it's a higher eye level, even though I probably was going to upgrade this one if we didn't find something better, right? Because it's just basically a stat piece, but I can still upgrade this higher, because it has a stat on it I want. And then it gave me a fucking mythic, like, literally a day later. Yeah. Oh my god. But we'll still hang on to this. I can still basically level up to 619. Once again, a lot of this is theoretical because you don't have the fucking materials to do it in the first place. So there's a lot of upgrades I'll hang on to, but I won't actually use right away because it could potentially become better. But I don't feel as though it's better up till this point. But that is much more stats. No. It's not RNG. It is 100% not RNG. You realize going to a casino is not RNG, right? Like, the slot machines are designed to give a certain amount of payouts and a certain amount of order. It's exactly the same way in the game. Loot tables are 5,000% rigged. There is someone who, like, Blizzard employs that literally... I was talking about it at the beginning of the stream. Someone that Blizzard employs that literally has made a spreadsheet of the amount of time and gear drop ratios and the quit rate. And then it's like, if we make players get this gear in exactly this exact ratio, in this exact amount of time, they play longer. So all we have to do is make the gearing process take longer, and they'll be actually maintain, or something like you literally have an MBA doing something like this, and then they just figure out ways of rigging the system. And I mentioned before with the vault basically comes down to, it goes one of two ways. One way is you'll either get something you don't need, a slight upgrade, like maybe 10 eye level upgrade, maybe 6 eye level upgrade, or a duplicate piece of gear. This week we got double pants. I got the same exact pair of pants. Yay! The other way it goes is you'll win the lottery and you'll get something you really, really want. It'll give you everything you want, right? So almost every single one of the slots will look like a really fantastic upgrade. You go, wow, this is so amazing. But the kicker is you can only choose one piece of gear. So you only win once. It doesn't even matter if you have multiple options. You only win once, so it's basically the same thing. But it's 5,000% rigged. There's someone with a doctorate at Blizzard. It was like this last expansion pack. DF is pretty much, I think when I started noticing is in DF, but this one's much worse. So this week, for instance, I still have a fucking, well, this was a 603 neck. I had a 603 neck, 603 back, 606 waist, 603 hands, and then this is putting aside all the 613 upgrades I had, right? All the 613s I could have gave, and it instead gave me a 619 shoulder, a 619 exactly same pair of pants, and then a 623 chest. And yeah, like there are a lot of options. Oh, I also have a 610 trinket. There's a lot of options here it could have gave me for upgrades, and instead it gave me either a small incremental upgrade, a duplicate piece of gear, or basically just a redundant piece of gear. So it's a 5,000% rig. There's literally like we are talking Heisenberg meth at this point. They've been around for 20 years. They literally have people bean counters there, and kind of sadly it kind of ruins games after a certain point. But it's mainly when people figure it out. I mentioned earlier at the beginning of the stream though, like a website like Wowhead, for instance, that scrapes data from this game 100% could debunk this shit. Because right now, for instance, Wowhead will show drop rates, right? But it doesn't show drop rates relative to upgrades or things that you need. There's a lot of metastats that they could actually pull from the game to basically prove what I'm talking about, but they don't. It's just based on a, like a set percent. Same thing with drops inside of dungeons. Last night we also had a duplicate rings, right? We had, was it this one? No. We had this guy. This also dropped twice last night. In the same dungeon, we had, I think, 2 of these guys drop. It's all conspiracy. I mean, they pay people to make you play longer, so it's not really a conspiracy at all. There's literally someone that's employed to make you play longer. Like, that's their job. Their job isn't a conspiracy. Their job is just to make you play longer. I guess you could think it's a conspiracy. That's what MBAs do. They min-max shit. Like, literally someone went to school for that. And that's why you have stats. I mean, it's not a conspiracy that, like, casinos win. Like, the slot machines aren't there to make sure everyone wins money. They have set payouts, and they're designed to make the casinos money, otherwise they wouldn't do it, right? The way it works. In the case of WoW, for instance, they know a lot of people quit after they get geared out or get consistently geared, and they figured out the ratio of basically how much they can milk you for before you get bored of the game, and then they just try to trickle you gear through that. So, and I'd say crests, like with prior expansion packs prior to the crest system, you could basically just, like, the instances I'm in right now, like I could get the gear that I'm actually looking for instead of like slow upgrading it. But now we have crest, which basically adds another grind element on top of it, but you actually get gear kind of slower. But then you have to grind the crest to actually level up the gear to get it. So I guess it's like a hybrid system they switched to. Okay. Fuck. What the fuck was I gonna do? I was gonna do something and then get on my fucking statistic rant. Oh, I think I was gonna upgrade gear. What did I say I was going to do last night? I think I was going to do shoulders, because I was actually obviously going to keep it, because it's here already. Shoulders and legs. At this point. The gear that I actually want, for instance, I don't have pieces for. Like, I want crit and mastery. But because these are already set pieces I'm going to hang on to, I'll just upgrade them. And these are too low level to put points into at this point. Actually, it's champion. I'm gonna have to downgrade. I don't think I'm gonna downgrade my crests. It seems pointless. But they're set pieces, so we're kind of set in stone anyways. And I'm probably gonna put points into my pants, because it's basically your highest stated pieces: your head, pants, and chest. I do want to see if I can get a different shield. I doubt I'm going to be able to, and this one already has mastery on it, so might even put points into the shield. Well. Alrighty. Also, by the way, we had a nice 80-degree day today. I live in Wisconsin, guys. Dude, we're so fucked. You guys don't realize. I'm not going to get on like a super political rant, but we are absolutely fucked. I live in Wisconsin. And we had an 80-degree day, and we're basically in November. It's like a couple days away from November. And we had a fucking 80-degree day. We have an 80-degree day tomorrow. And everyone's like, wow, it's so nice outside, guys. Isn't this great? And you're like, we live in Wisconsin, bro. You know, this is supposed to be the north. The fucking Great Wall is melting right now. Can you see the fucking Great Wall melting? I can. We live in the north. And you're like, wow, this is great fucking vacation weather in the middle, like late October, beginning of November. And you're just like, I was just like driving around with my fucking windows down today. Oh, it felt so good. It's like summer at the beginning of November. Oh, yeah. Good shit, guys. Yeah. I would have, by the way, this election cycle. By the way, if you are in the U.S., you can vote right now either early or you can get mail-in ballots. It might be too late for you to get a mail-in ballot if you're voting in the U.S. So make sure you vote, guys. With that aside, like I would have hands down voted for a political candidate purely on their endorsement for nuclear energy and having a plan for nuclear energy. I'm a big proponent of nuclear energy, obviously fission because we don't have fusion yet. Big proponent of that. Obviously no one gave a shit about it. This election cycle was an absolute joke. The fucking candidates were fucking joke as shit. Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's gonna win again. And like I was gonna vote for Biden. Even though he's like senile or has dementia going on, I was gonna vote for him. Then I was going to vote for RFK, and then basically I'm now on Trump. It doesn't even... I don't even know what... This election cycle has been such a huge fucking meme. It's not even... Like, it doesn't even make sense. Like, RFK would have got a free win if Democrats got behind him, but Biden didn't want that, and basically they just all pushed Kamala to the front. And if you've actually listened to Kamala talk on anything other than debate, she absolutely wrecked. Which is weird, right? And you're like, okay, that's great and everything. She did a pretty good job. And then you listen to any of her other interviews, and she can't talk about shit. She's worse than a high schooler. It literally sounds like a high schooler trying to fucking communicate with people. I don't fucking understand it. It was like, I'm pretty fucking sure she was wearing an earpiece, and she was just like parodying what someone was telling her to say. Because I don't even know. It makes no sense. And that being said, Trump's not very good either. He's he's like the sleazy car salesman. He'll just tell you what you want to hear. He'll just tell you what you want to hear, and then, obviously not intending on doing any of it. And, like, just try to sell you on it, and then he mixes in some FUD. So fear, uncertainty, and doubt, right? So obviously things are going to fall apart if he doesn't get elected. He's the greatest of them all, etc., etc., etc. It's pretty formulaic. But she, like, tries to do it too. She talks in vagaries, never really addresses points, and then just doesn't really talk about anything. It's really weird. Yeah, the thing is, like, it's not really even, like, I don't want Trump to win, but I also don't want Harris to win. And as literally RFK, Brainworms RFK would have been the better choice this election cycle. Despite people, you can't find a perfect candidate anymore, but I'm generally much more aligned with Democrats than I am with Republicans, but and then, the really selling point for me was when she started, the talks about censorship, guys, are kind of a big deal. Censorship is really, 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 really bad. You don't want it. It's one of the reasons it's part of the Constitution. This isn't like guns or anything like that. This is literally, if you can't talk about issues, you get censored, so you can't talk about issues, then no one knows the issues exist, and then you end up in a cycle. You need to be able to talk about issues. It doesn't matter. It's a bipartisan issue. It doesn't matter what side of the line you are on. You never want censorship. Censorship is very bad. It sounds good when you are on the side that's not being censored, but the moment you get censored, you'll realize how bad it is. It is absurd. It's nothing you'd ever want to have happen. And Democrats were actually talking about it. The VP debate with the vice president. What is his name? The guy running with Harris. I was actually talking about it, and there's clips of Harris being receptive and talking about it as being a good thing. They call it misinformation, malinformation, and disassociation or something like that. There's 3 things. But basically, someone gets to determine what is misinformation, right? You're like, oh, it's misinformation, right? But any side can say that and pull it out of their ass without, who gets to decide what gets to be said is basically what it comes down to, right? Yeah. And that's censorship. That's just straight up censorship. It doesn't matter if you think people are crazy or on one side of the line, you don't like them. It doesn't matter. You have to allow people to voice their concerns because it's concerns for them. It doesn't matter if they're crazy or not. It's just that was the nail in the coffin for me. I can't handle that. Even Trump doesn't do that. So Biden didn't do that, and Trump doesn't do that. So yeah, where are we at? So I'm voting for the fucking McDonald's worker guy that's trying to pretend he's not a billionaire. Fucking crazy. Like I said, this election cycle, guys, has been so much of a goddamn meme. It's hilarious. It is beyond hilarious. I don't even know what's going on. It doesn't make sense. I never in my life thought I would actually be on the sideline, siding with Trump winning, and here we are. It is absurd. Absolutely. Like, I went through it numerous times in my mind just to like try to fucking figure out what the fuck was going on and why I'd actually think this way, and it's like just censorship. And then the other things are just kind of, you know, on top of it. Like, there's voter ID thing. If you guys know, voters are not required to show either a passport or a driver's license in only 36 states that require that, by the way. So, you know, it's like you would think that'd be normal, right? You're just like, hey, why wouldn't you have to show your voter, you know, your passport or your driver's license, right? Because that's very easy to come by. But it's not. It's actually not required. And now it's becoming a meme of people voting and they aren't even part of the country. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, you know, like, part of this is like the shit show from the right? But then there's actually just people doing it because they can, which is absurd. And for some reason, Democrats don't think should be a requirement. And like, they're citing like accessibility. You could legit waive, like, you could actually go through the same process of people getting driver's licenses, like the DMV, like bajillions. I wonder what % of people in the U.S. that are U.S. citizens don't have like a license. But you could, you know, just make a non-driving license, right? So you're required to verify your identity so you can come up with a license, but the license doesn't actually allow you to drive, and it'd just be free, right? Pretty straightforward process. And for some strange reason, Democrats aren't on board with that. And I'm like, you know, you hate Republicans, right? That's fine, but why are you against this? I don't actually know. I don't think you actually know. And if you do know, you're not telling us. So what's going on here? Yeah, like, I mean, it does. I agree, Viz. That's one of the reasons I wasn't going to vote for him. This is like Project 2025, right? But censorship is worse than that. Like, legit views on censorship is worse than that. That's like, there's a reason that freedom of speech is a constitutional right. It's like, that's not, like, I'm not even trying, it's nothing to do with guns, and people think Constitution is like only guns. Freedom of speech is like one of the most important things you can actually have in the country. And I guess kids don't really understand that nowadays or something. I'm not sure. And that's like, it was one of the big selling points for me. I mean, so it also, like, there's multiple levels to this too. Is also, Harris isn't as stupid as Trump is. Trump is pretty stupid in my opinion. He's really fucking dumb. And so stuff that he says he's going to do probably will not happen, where stuff Harris says she's going to do probably will happen. And, you know, initially that's all right too. This is like on top of the whole censorship thing, right? The censorship thing was a big issue for me, and that's basically the majority of why I'm voting the way I am. But Harris probably could actually do some of the stuff she's talking about. But then you look at things like with FEMA, where they're prioritizing DEI over like the amount of people they can help. Instead, it's not about the amount of people they can help, it's who they can help. And you realize that, hey, maybe when you're talking about disaster, prioritizing only some people based on, let's say, their ethnicity or creed or their, what would be another one? Nationality is obviously not one of them, because, well, maybe, depending if they live in the U.S. or not, or they're U.S. citizens or not. Like, yeah, that was actually a thing when the hurricanes were striking down south, and, like, you're like, yeah, no, that probably wouldn't be like, it just spiraled completely out of fucking control. And like, I wish there was a different Republican candidate this time around, because I'd be perfectly on board with that. Instead, we're stuck with Trump. You know, I'm not voting for Harris. What are you talking? My entire rant I just went through is how I don't want to vote for Trump, but I'm ending up going to vote for him. Yeah, like that's why I thought it was funny, is because this is how like, it doesn't even register on my scale how messed up things are right now. And like, it's not even registering, I think, for some people. And I think like the greatest enemy for a lot of like keeping voters away from the right now is probably actually people on the right talking. I'm not even joking. Like, if you just expected the traditional stance from people on the right, for nuclear families, fiscal responsibility, stuff like that, right? Non-religious crazy shit, a lot of people would probably just be on board with that, but it's not. It's just the people representing the right are just like all over the fucking place. And then you got the left, and the left is just, that's going far out and far left too. So I don't know, like, I literally explained how I don't want to vote for him, and I would have voted for Biden, and I would have voted for RFK. I actually preferred if RFK would actually win, but He was actually pulling voters from both sides. And then Democrats threw him under the bus, even though he offered basically to be the candidate for the Democrats when Harris basically got pushed into it. And they just threw him under the bus, and then he sided with Trump. Unfortunately, I would have voted for RFK. I think he's still actually probably the best option of both evils right now. But that turned out the way that it did. And then Kamala started campaigning, and then the issues of censorship came up, and that just changed my mind on the whole thing. Like, I didn't think I would actually be voting for... I don't actually know how a World of Warcraft player would... Like, how does that stereotype anyone for Trump or Harris? I don't actually know. But putting that aside, like, I would have actually... Like, if she didn't actually say anything, I probably would have voted for her. If she legit didn't actually campaign, you would have thought you would have been voting for Biden. Oh, then there's a whole thing where she tries to take credit for anything Biden's done during his election cycle. And if you know anything about VPs, by the way, guys, VPs don't do shit. They go to rallies, they wave their hands, they just sit there, they smile, they go to basically PR stuff. They don't actually do anything. They aren't part of the process. So much so, by the way, there's a series called Veep that I think you guys should watch. That's actually basically just nails it pretty well. Yeah. But yeah, she started doing the shit where she is taking credit for stuff Biden was doing during his term. And I was like, bitch, you didn't do any of that shit. And then, then she doubles back on it, and then when people say, blame her for stuff Biden did wrong, she's like, oh, I didn't have any part of that, I'm a VP. And you're like, what the fuck are you doing? What is going on here? Why? One of the biggest mistakes she made was actually trying to take credit for stuff Biden was doing to make herself look better. And, that just made everything worse. So, We live in such a messed up time, guys. I have the weirdest looking ballot you can possibly imagine, where basically I just voted for Trump and then I voted for Democrat on basically everything else. And then hopefully things will stick together for 4 years when we can have an actual real election again. This is a shit show. This is an absolute mind-boggling shit show in so many different ways. It's a joke. Like I said, part of this also comes down to basically who will cause the least amount of damage during their term, and I think Trump is still relatively inept, hopefully. Relatively inept, which means he's not going to actually be able to accomplish pretty much any of what he's talking about, so... I don't know, and like I said, I don't really get why Democrats are so against having voter ID too. That was kind of a weird one for me, and I don't really believe a lot of the super far right-leaning stuff about, theories about trying to get illegals to vote and stuff like that, but it really makes you wonder. Like I said, 36 states require passport or driver's license to vote. And I don't think that is far-fetched. I don't think that's far outside the ordinary. And if people have accessibility problems with voting, then we should have a non-driving version of a license you can get basically for free. You can apply for it, right? If you're over 18, you can apply for it and do the same amount of work you would for a driver's license. The system's already in place. The DMV deals with millions, tens of millions of people. It can handle everyone else that doesn't have a driver's license. You don't need to be able to drive to get a license. This is the way it should work. And I don't know. Here we are. You literally need to prove where you are to rent a library book, to check out a library book. You need to prove who you are, and I think that's a smaller base. That's something that matters a lot less than voting. So. I don't know, like I said, it doesn't make any sense to me, guys. I'm mainly Democratic, and this is absurd. Just shit show circus central. No idea. Yeah, you don't actually need it to, like I said, you could have a non-driving version of a license. The driver's license actually have a bunch of things on it that you can tack onto it for commercial driving and such that not everyone has. So you could actually make a license where you don't drive and it's an identification thing, right? I don't think that's a big deal. And you can make them free. So even if you don't own a car and you have no intention of driving, you can still get one if you're a U.S. citizen, right? But we don't. By the way, I have a passport. Everyone should have a passport. Those actually cost money. Passports are $100, but you should have one. They take I think 8 years to expire too. 10 years. They last a long time. So if you ever want to leave the country or go somewhere, you need one. And they take a couple months to process. You can also use it for identification. But yeah, this is such a fucking random shit show of an election, guys. I didn't the last one was fucking a clown circus to begin with. This is worse. I voted for Biden last time, by the way. If you're kind of curious, I voted for Biden, and Biden was much more competent if you look at some of his videos when he was campaigning for the last election than he was this one. It's one of the reasons I was having problems with him, which I think a lot of people were, is because he looked really weak, and I pretty much was. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, guys. Just, and then like you know, putting aside everything I just talked about, right? There's this whole weird shit where Kamala basically wasn't actually a candidate. I'm pretty sure she wasn't a candidate at all, right? Prior to Biden. Check it out. And then they just literally, everyone just rallied immediately behind her and just put her in the spotlight the moment that Biden checked out. Like, it was completely by design. And that just made it, you know, just made everything worse in my mind. And that's when RFK got thrown under the bus, too, so. I don't know, guys. I had to rant there. I had to rant. Get out and vote, guys, regardless who you're voting for. I probably didn't change your mind. Part of what's actually going on here is a cognitive dissonance that I have to deal with of trying to, like, literally voting for someone I don't want to win because the other option is basically worse, and I don't want either of them to win, and there's no other option. So I actually, technically, I think we still had RFK on the ballot, but it doesn't matter because no one's voting for him, so. I don't get it, guys. Cognitive dissonance, having to deal with conflicting information in your brain. But yeah, either way, guys, if you can vote, go vote. Make sure you do it. You can vote early right now. I don't think you can ballot vote anymore. Which, by the way, also, so I was talking about how I'm voting for Trump. I'm not against mail-in ballots. I think mail-in ballots are actually better than going to a church and voting, because they can actually identify you properly in a government facility, right? They'd actually have the tools to do it. When you go out and ballot vote, you have literally someone looking at your license, a grandma looking at your license and checking you off on a box. That's it. Like, no verification there. But the left, or excuse me, the right is really, really against mail-in voting, even though the people on the right do that, so. I don't know, guys. We live in a fucking weird time. Everything's fucked up. I hope we can survive 4 years. We did it last time, so, like, you know, like, to be fair, if you think Trump's gonna ruin everything, right, you realize that Trump was elected and he ran for 4 years, so probably means he can run for another 4 and things will be fine, more or less. And hopefully whoever's next can pick things up. This election, though, was absurd. It was absolutely fucking absurd. Crazy, crazy world we live in. Alright. I think we're actually going to do some keys. I know I've scared off a bunch of people with political talk. Political talk with Benson Tua. Yep, I'm a millionaire now, guys, because I talked about spitting on that thing. Yeah, spit on the election, guys. Hawk Tua. Yep, there you go. Also, you have to understand, guys, when you're looking at things, if you think one side is completely wrong no matter what, you literally drink the Kool-Aid and you're in too deep. Like, you are in way too deep if you think the other side is always wrong on topic matter. It's usually the far ends that do really crazy shit on both left and right, and you have to understand there's crazy ends on both sides, so. Moderation is always important, being able to be objective is always important, so. And I didn't think I'd be changing my mind this election at all, and here we are. So, fucking weird world we live in. Alright. Let's actually do some dungeons, guys. Oh, by the way, it's 80 outside today. It's going to be 80 outside tomorrow, too. Isn't that great? It's like summer, only it's November. Going to shit. Anyways, let's see. We got a piece of gear that I don't want, and we're gonna do dungeons that I don't want to do. Isn't that great? We got some 8s to clean up here. That 10 isn't actually a 10. We got pretty good credit for it. I think we went over by like 15 minutes. We still finished it, though. The third boss on this guy definitely needs to be fixed. He is broken as fuck. Okay. Let me... change my headphones over here. But holy crap, guys, this election, something fucking else. I have no idea. Oh. Also, looks like the weekly quests are back. They weren't last week for some reason. This is a priority. I should have kept the last one. We could be doing that. Serena, we aren't doing that.
A lamplighter brings hope.
We'll pick this anyways.
May you walk in the light.
I don't know
Bring
if...
warmth to those in need.
We're actually gonna be doing it. We'll see.
How are
Fucking
ya?
crazy world we live in.
Off with you.
I don't get it. Still the election cycle. Ah, you guys are still looking at the standby screen. Well, you're gonna have to keep looking at that, guys. What? Why did they change pre-made groups around? Oh, it's PvP. Alright, what do we got? One second, guys. May have to settle. You start going for 10s, guys, people get really, really angsty around you. On who they pick and who they don't pick. What does completion mean? Oh. Completion means you're just going to finish the key no matter what. And it can suck it. Worst day, by the way, to actually do dungeons is resets. So, yeah, like tonight, everyone gets angsty. They want to pound out everything in the week eagerly. Might have to make accommodations here. Anything is like when you're trying to apply for basically your worst keys, to bring them up, you get people that legit don't want you in their group because they're your worst keys. But that's how you raise your rating, right? Yeah. May have to settle, guys. It's literally... It is legit a barrier rated 10. The double digits. It's legit the double digits. Also, by the way, guys, I know the standby screen's up. Oh, we just went the wrong way. I went the right way. That's right. So I'm asking these guys, we had people complaining about me not routing properly in this, because I cleared these guys in the front, because if you don't clear the guys in the front, the boss, like, people run into the shit. So, yeah. Ah. Yeah. So we did this on 10, I think twice already. Both times we didn't time it, so. And it was mainly the third boss. What are they doing? Oh, by the way, keys are more likely for you. If you guys don't know, this week they increased the downside for dying from 15 seconds. You get an additional 90 seconds in each run, which means people can die 6 more times before it bricks it. So much higher probability of
5,
passing higher keys.
4,
Well, ish.
2, 1.
There's an affix that made it so basically every death was 15 seconds. Which obviously means you just can only have a handful of deaths and then everything's bricked. They increased in the hotfix today.
Yet another of the King's loyal servants. How come here to be slaughtered as well? This temple was merely the first to fall. Soon, all of Bastion will burn.
They made it so you have an additional 90 seconds in all keys to offset the affix that sucks. So, but I guess taking aggro. I have less brick keys because of Challenger's Peril. They changed it. Why is this guy randomly taking threat from me? That's the fucking elemental.
Hope so.
Sure?
Improved.
Fuck are those ads?
Hope so.
No. You have an additional minute and 30 seconds, which means you have free 6 deaths that you didn't otherwise have. Additional 90 seconds.
Defensive.
Oh, this like feels like easy mode compared to fucking doing this on 10, or at least yesterday.
Defensive. Defensive.
That was implemented in today's hotfix. There's one other thing too for paladins. I don't remember what it was. I'm out of mana.
Defensive.
Welcome to being a paladin.
Frontal.
Alright, we're in low maintenance mode now.
Evidently, the void consumes
Defensive. Defensive.
I'm out of mana, guys. Again. Healer at.
Defensive.
Thanks for the likes on TikTok. I appreciate it, guys.
Defensive. Defensive.
I just died. fucking crit me or something. I don't know what that was. 95% of my HP is gone.
Frontal. Defensive.
The void consumes everything.
Crap.
Defensive.
Why the fuck do you feel like I'm hitting me so hard now? Please kill him. Fucking, like, these random enrage mechanics. Sure.
Stitch flesh will be irked.
So yeah, it basically means you get, like, one free wipe.
His prize
And
creation.
just, like, one person's not gonna get blamed for,
I am sure you will gladly take your limbs
for ruining everything.
payment.
Yeah, I know there's elitists. Elitists always aren't happy with stuff that makes things easier. Most high-end keys are inaccessible for majority of people. I'm like, even though I'm not like I'm not taking the like super hardcore, like I'm not like trying to tank out the wazoo or something. I'm still rated like 30 on my server for prot paladins. And we'll probably be maybe even lower than that. There you go. Couldn't get it out, guys. He wouldn't let me. Don't you hate when you can't get it up? I do.
Inevitable. The void consumes everything.
We're going right down center. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Frontal.
That slash attack, however, is not fine. Also, we need to interrupt this guy.
Watch your step. Crowd control. Frontal. Watch your step. Frontal. Interrupt. Watch your step.
That fucking silence, good.
Watch your
Is
step. Watch your step. Frontal.
Inevitable.
Frontal.
Consumes everything.
Interrupt. Frontal.
All right.
Interrupt.
Now you got it up. That beam right there, guys, the silence beam is legit. Yeah, we're doing it.
Me, Necromancer. Thanakos will be avenged.
Aggro. I was gonna come over here for the spear.
Underling's fate. Your vaunted courage will be your doom. Your temple lies.
By the way, we still can retalent as Sentinel. That's kind of like the backup option.
Already lost.
That's the backup option, but we can still do that.
Fire
What?
monster.
I'm not picking it up.
Inevitably, the void consumes everything.
Random aggro.
Gruntle. Watch your step. Gruntle.
No.
Watch your step.
Probably gonna have to do the extra guys on the side here on the left. Yeah.
Gruntle. Watch your step. Crowd control. Gruntle.
Inevitably,
Crowd control. Watch your step. Crowd control. Gruntle. Crowd control.
Close there, guys. Big pull. We're actually over. I think it needs to be 74 before we go up. Yeah, which normally I go around that pack and we're fine. That gives a lot.
Watch your step. Watch your step. Run. Watch your step.
Trying to min-max it. I thought I could get out, but I also might have died right there.
You will be brought to justice.
Last time we did this, someone came up early and triggered this, so basically
You
saved us some
dare
time.
deny me the sky? Then I shall answer in kind.
Foolish paragon! There is nothing you can do to stop us.
Pretty straightforward. Last time we did this on 10, we were fine up until we did the Necrotic Surgeon. Necrotic Surgeon was absurd. Wait till they get him off the ground. Go. Push the radius on
Breath incoming. Watch your step.
Sacrifice.
got battle res already.
Victory.
I was gonna do that. One charge for healer guys or tank. That's the way I play it. I think it's pretty good.
Collapse.
Shall serve me again.
Breath incoming. Watch your step.
Final act of service.
Bro. We're gonna
Defensive.
wipe. Even if I res the healer,
Yet more
everyone's
what
dead.
is to harvest. Now Thor will be pleased.
Unfortunate. If I res the healer, guys, even if we did things perfectly, it would literally fucking take forever. If we had 1 DPS up, we probably would have done that. 2 would have been preferable. But we'll probably... There's our 1 free wipe, by the way. So we'll probably be fine. And a druid doesn't allow you to ride them, guys. Oh my god. Is privacy settings turned off? What? Yeah, I guess they want me to tank it in the corner. People not standing in shit really isn't that big of a deal,
My
so...
minions are endless.
Defensive. Kill out.
Shall serve me again.
Breath incoming.
Will reduce you to dust.
Watch your step.
Sacrifice comes victory.
Consumes everything.
Defensive.
My soldiers rise once more. Another soldier in my Another soldier
What's going on here?
Breath incoming.
and decay. Yet more bodies to harvest. Now Thor will be pleased.
I picked up the majority of the ads. I'm not sure if they took aggro off me. I hit a couple with judgments, and then I hit them with Avenger Shield. Maybe they're targeting them before I actually get a chance to pick them up, or before they actually wander over to me. It's the first time we've had an issue with the second boss, excuse me. Third boss is the one that we occasionally have issues with, and it's mainly the trash. Last night when we were on the third boss. Okay. Yeah. Well,
No matter. My minions.
this is a complete pre-made. We're just kind of doing what they want to do.
Defensive.
We're gonna hang on to Avenger Shield for when the ads spawn. I assume that's what's killing people.
Shall serve me again.
The void consumes everything.
Faith left. Breath incoming. Watch your
With
step.
sacrifice comes victory.
Defensive.
My soldiers rise once more!
Pick everything up we can. It's messy.
Breath
Will
incoming.
reduce you to dust!
A couple of them are dying to the fucking breath.
Watch your step.
Final act of service.
They have a vendor shield again.
Defensive. Killers. Inflict.
They're trying to, like, some of the ads obviously are ranged,
Breath incoming.
Will reduce you to dust!
but they're legit trying to kill the ads before I gather them up.
Watch your step.
Sacrifice comes victory!
Defensive.
My soldiers rise once more! Another soldier
Fuck's killing them.
Breath incoming.
Okay. Alright. These guys are done. I think they aren't killing the minions fast enough. The legit guys, we've done this instance maybe half a dozen times timed, and then 2 on 10s. And this is the first time we've had problems with the second boss. Because they didn't kill the minions fast enough. Which, obviously, if people die to the breath attack, means they can't do damage, right? Oh, I'm also out-damaging the majority of their group. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, we have low DPS. So they didn't kill the minions fast enough, people died to the breath attack, and then... they weren't killing the minions prior to them basically... Like, I thought it was because I wasn't picking up aggro. No, they just aren't killing them fast enough, and then they explode, doing a shitload of damage. And the ones they were killing, it doesn't look like they're focusing the right ones. We just had really low DPS. Normally I'll get like one person I'm within like 5% of. This is a single boss, by the way. This isn't AoE packs, this is boss pull. I should be below like the next person by 10%. So these guys are pretty undergeared. Yeah, I think, so what they were trying to do, like, those guys were from Quel'Thalas, so it's a Latin realm. And they're trying to get me into the corner so they could AoE down the mobs. Because I didn't actually realize what was going on. I thought it was just basically my problem where I wasn't picking up the ads properly. It wasn't that. They weren't killing the ads fast enough, which then just exploded the group. We also had a couple people that were dying. So then we didn't have... So this is a soft enrage, by the way. I didn't even know that because we've basically passed on it every single time I've done this. It's a soft enrage. So if the DPS isn't there, you're just going to lose. Even then, like, you could limit the amount of damage you're taking simply
I had many lucky dues.
simply by just, like, focusing one mob, right? Either way, that shouldn't have been, been an issue. This is the third boss that's an issue. Well, we got a new experience for that. Nice game. They needed to do more damage than they were currently doing. Sure, why not? Why not? Instant denial, we'll see. First night, by the way, for keys is basically reset day. Everyone's angsty and ornery, and they're trying to pound out as many instances as they can. Yes. Play options here. Normally there's more on reset day. There we go. Speaking of which. Ready. Oh, shit, I might have to open a window. Alright, I want to ask. Sometimes so for instance, we didn't kill this. First time we did this on like Mythic 0, we had people going around the back edge here and then cutting the boss up and down here, which actually does work, but you still have to clear trash, even if you do that. So I still think the best bet is just clearing the big pack in the center here. Warlock putting in extra work? No way. You know all warlocks can do this, guys? Yeah. Hey. Pretty rare to see a... What the fuck is that? Alright. Well, GG. Okay. And entire group disbands. Nice group. Ah, biscuits. No idea, by the way, what happened with that last group. That was fucking weird. We'll ask them about trash again. I don't think I've had any problem with the courtyard trash except for one group that said that we should, like,
4,
lolled at my
3,
routing, which
2,
people are fucking watching
1.
DeFran stream or something and think we're like top 3,000 raiders or some
And
shit.
now you learn the true lesson of the void.
Yet another of the Kyrion's loyal servants. Have you come here to be slaughtered as well? This temple was merely the first to fall. Soon, all of Bastion will burn.
Clear's following me. Interrupt. Oh, we can't. Try clearing this before the boss instead of after the boss.
Help soak.
Oh.
Defensive. Trample. Defensive. Defensive. Flanking. Defensive. Defensive. Frontal. Defensive. Defensive. Frontal.
The void consumes
Defensive.
everything.
Let's see. There we go.
Failed. Stitch flesh will be irked to know you destroyed
You need the spear.
his
Don't
prize creation.
don't need full. No, I need mana.
He would gladly
I
take
needed
your
mana.
limbs as repayment.
Spear. Lol, a tank needs mana. Lol. That's fucking joke. Blizzard.
Frontal. Crowd control. Watch your step. Interrupt. Frontal. Watch your step. Crowd control. Frontal. Interrupt.
Audio cues, guys, big deal. I don't know if it was in Dragonflight that they had those, but
Frontal.
huge deal. As opposed to looking at different spots on the screen.
Watch your step. Watch your step. Watch your step. Watch your step.
Void consumes everything.
Watch your step.
And yeah, I can grab this. But I fucking wasted it! Oh, you gotta be fucking shitting me.
Gruntle.
Yeah. No. It's the first time I've literally picked it up since...
Interrupt. Gruntle.
I thought you were supposed to use it on the robot! I thought you used it to power up the robot, if I remember right, which I don't remember right, apparently.
Interrupt. Gruntle.
Face me, Necromancer. Thanatos will be avenged.
Are you so eager to share your underling's fate? Your vaunted courage will be your doom.
That's apparently not it.
Your temper lies in ruin. Your brethren are butchered. You have already lost.
Vile monster!
Mom's a monster in bed!
Gruntle. Watch your step. Interrupt. Gruntle.
Inevitably, the void consumes everything.
Gruntle. Interrupt.
We miss a group?
Gruntle. Watch your step. Crowd control. Gruntle. Crowd control.
Inevitably, the void consumes
Gruntle. Run. Watch your step. Watch your step. Run.
You will be brought to justice!
Drink.
You dare deny me the sky? Then I shall answer in kind!
Foolish Paragon! There is nothing you can do to stop us.
Yeah, I got that.
No
After I read the effect, after basically it's over. Okay, well, we'll start things off with a low.
Collapse.
shall serve me again.
Interrupt. Breath incoming. Watch your step.
Sacrifice comes victory. Yet more bodies to harvest. Now Thor will be pleased.
We're having problems with this. What the fuck is this? Kill ads right away or they kill us. Immediately rage. We have enough time to win this, by the way, guys, and they add an additional 90 seconds. What the fuck are we supposed to do now? No, I guess this is brick now. What a dumbass. Well, that's the way that goes. Bro, you have fucking 16 minutes left. The guy immediately left on one wipe. We legit have an additional 6 deaths, guys. There's an additional 6 deaths. What the fuck? Also, by the way, this is the second group in the row that had a problem with those ads. I legit had... I don't think we've wiped once on that boss since I've started this expansion pack up until tonight. And we just got 2 in a row of people that didn't kill the ads. Is it another DPS light group? I don't think it was. Actually, it is. Yeah, it is. And they aren't focusing the ads. I am legit doing single target damage close to group is doing. Holy fucking shit. That's not that bad, but that's trash pull. I'm single target damage is isn't my forte, guys. What is going on tonight? That's insane. I'm gonna open a window 1 second. I don't know what to tell you guys. Also, that guy that rage quitting immediately is insane. We had plenty of time. Dumbass. So, one of the downsides, by the way, of having spastic streamers that stream games like the Fran is he incentivizes people immediately rage quitting the moment something goes wrong in a dungeon. The Fran can immediately, like, will groups out of his asshole, guys. He legit can make a group out of nothing. He's not you. In addition to that, everyone's usually pretty skilled because he's literally streaming to 3,000 people. Not 3,000, 300 people, 500 people. And people are just hankering to get into his groups. Absurd. Absolutely absurd. Why not? Getting into oceanic time, guys. One's red. Pending in red. means. I just always assumed that was a bug. Actually, surprisingly few groups. Sure. Let's see what happens. All the groups are oceanic. Actually feels like there's less groups tonight than there were last night. Doing the dungeons no one wants to do. Oh, you haven't timed a 10 yet. You just have all 9s. That's not good enough for being a 10 tank. You have to have timed a 10. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Sure. Yeah, like, legit, guys, there's, like, literally a path to entry to 10s that isn't, you can queue for anything fucking else. But the moment you reach the double digit, if you don't have a double digit timed, just no one wants you in their group. Just everything else is a 10, or everything else is a 9. Well, not everything else. Most everything else is a 9. Alright. I'm a tank, too. I'm a tank, too. Imagine what it's like for DPS. Just host your own keys. You must be super elitist and the cycle continues. That guy in the last game, though, holy fucking shit. What the fuck was that? One life and then immediately rage quits. Doing fine on time. What? My streamer! I don't fucking give a shit.
Spriggans need to be stopped. I say we give them a taste of their own medicine. Dark forces threaten Tyrna's scythe.
No reason to do the bypass as opposed to going through the front, but people do it sometimes anyways. They think it, like, cuts time. You don't need to cut time because you still have to do trash, so... Yeah. Search for another healer. Wait. And the guy's doing stuff in chat. I don't know what. I think they're trying to kick the healer.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And now you learn the true lesson of the void.
Like, these guys are going over here like this is going to make a difference shortcutting it, and we need a guy with alchemy. God, guys, huge time skip.
Frontal. Interrupt. Frontal.
Someone has a spam add-on for being an elitist, by the way. I think it's calling out my silences.
Frontal.
Patch reset day, guys, is legit something else.
Frontal. Frontal.
Save Divine Toll for next pull.
Watch your feet. Watch your feet. Interrupt.
Okay, guys. Oh. They just immediately pull? Yeah.
Watch your feet.
They don't even let the other group members get time to fucking get stuff.
Watch your feet. Watch your feet. Watch your feet.
Good.
Interrupt.
Crush these insects!
Frontal. Watch your step. Frontal. Watch your step. Fear incoming.
Worst nightmare!
AOE incoming.
Surrounds me!
Frontal. Interrupt.
Will break you into splinters!
Interrupt. Frontal. Watch your step.
Inevitably, the void consumes everything.
Frontal. AOE incoming. Watch your step. Fear incoming.
Worst nightmare!
Doop, doop, doo. Doop, 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 doop. Doop, doop.
Will break you into splinters!
I think they're just gonna try and DPS him down at this point.
Interrupt. Frontal. Interrupt. Interrupt.
Inevitably,
Watch your step.
the void consumes everything.
Interrupt. Interrupt. Frontal.
The way it works.
Yay! More friends are here to play! Come along!
Can't pick it up.
Pull lads out. Pull lads out.
Yep.
Can you find your way through the mist? Choose wisely.
Pull lads out.
Inevitably, the void consumes everything.
Pull lads out.
No fooling you.
Pull ads out. Pull ads out.
Pull ads out. Switch to a different browser? Check. DPS is pretty good in this one.
Pull ads out.
Uh, Five pull, I don't fucking have any cooldowns. No, it's a fucking toad. Oh, we're doing it, Toad.
Gruntle. Gruntle. Watch your step. Gruntle.
No fooling you.
Calm the fuck down. Literally the worst way to do dungeons is,
Pull ads out.
that's...
The void consumes everything.
Pull ads out.
My, gawk for the 5 pull. Oh,
Hooray! You're almost there.
right.
We're gonna have so much fun.
Stay away from lines. Interrupt.
Will you play with me?
No, fuck you.
Stay away from lines.
Don't you want to keep playing? Will you
Interrupt.
play with me?
No.
Pretty please?
Stay away from lines.
Oh, are you feeling fine? One of us is not like the other.
Stay away from lines.
Don't you want to keep playing?
Interrupt.
They give me the fucking audio cue. I heard that, Blizzard. Focus.
Stay away from lines. Interrupt.
I want to play with you.
Stay away from lines.
DPS is really low for some reason.
Stay away from lines.
For why?
Interrupt.
One of us is not like the others.
Stay away from lines.
Guy, by the way, that's bitching is the only guy that's died this entire instance.
Interrupt.
About to run out of mana.
Lines.
Don't you want to keep playing?
Interrupt. Stay away from lines.
I don't think it's... Also, I don't know why he's laughing. So he died twice, and he's laughing. Good for him. Well, there goes our 6 free deaths, by the way. So. I think, yeah. Not sure who's actually doing the leading on that, but I'm not. I literally just have to pay attention to the boss. And missing a patty cake means I die, so. Also pretty sure this guy has an add-on. Sure he has an add-on for it.
We're gonna have so much fun.
Stay away from lines.
Are you feeling tired?
Interrupt.
Special game, just for us.
Oh, that's a cat.
Stay away from lines.
One of us is not like the others.
Interrupt.
I want to play with you.
Stay away from lines.
Like every time I've tried to help with these guys, I eat a fucking patty cake.
Stay away from lines. Interrupt.
Play with me.
Oh. No, suck my dick. That sounds like more fun than whatever the fuck you're trying to do.
Stay
AKA
away
kill me.
from lines.
Don't you want to keep playing?
Interrupt.
I want to play with you.
Stay away from lines.
Don't you want to keep playing?
Stay away from lines.
No more fun. One of us is not like the others.
I'm about to run out of mana.
Will you
Interrupt.
play with me?
Yeah, we're gonna hang on to our patty cake for, yeah.
Stay away from lines.
Are you feeling
Out of mana again, guys. These paladin things.
Wow, you're really
I don't know how I'm
good at
getting, how I'm running out of more mana since the beginning of the expansion pack, but we are, so.
Stay away from lines.
Oh, Rebuke doesn't actually have a mana cost associated with it.
Stay away from lines. Interrupt.
Play with me? Pretty good.
Stay away from lines.
Playing.
Stay away from lines. Interrupt. Stay away from lines.
Why am I dying?
Are you feeling tired?
Guess we will use my
Thank you for playing with me. Please come back again.
What's going on here? So they aren't doing it? Is the guy... Yeah, so the guy just literally derped out and bricked their key, and then he left. Apparently all he was doing was attacking the boss. Like, I can't pay attention to. Apparently all he was doing was attacking the boss, too. Okay. Dumbass. So people weren't doing the... What is going on tonight? What is going on tonight? No fucking idea. Really weird groups. It's like we got trolls in our group, but they shouldn't be able to see who I'm playing with because we intentionally have things blocked, right? So let me check my screen real quick. It feels like we have trolls for some reason. I don't know why. All blocked. Fucking weird games tonight, guys. It's like multiple instances where we got... the guy basically was telling us to go faster, and then he died twice, being a dumbass. And then I think he tried to help wipe the group a couple times by not attacking clones. And then the last death, he basically just didn't do shit, and then rage quit immediately. Well, there's that. Things were going fine, too. It wasn't like we didn't even have any problems. We were weird. It's, normally you have problems like you run into mechanical problems and you just run out of time, right? Tonight we were having issues with people just... dumb shit. Reset night, guys. Let's see. Unbelievable. Like, it wasn't, like, tonight hasn't even been an issue of people, like, being unable to complete the keys. It just have people rage quitting and then doing dumb shit. Crazy.
Need to be stopped. I say we give them a taste of their own medicine. Dark forces threaten Tyrannus.
You guys guess where we're going? Well, fun. Ah, the food buff. Here to be just discarded the moment we have a death, or we have a wipe. But we'll never wipe, so it doesn't matter, right? Paladin's trying to be hard ass. Better one? That's a better one.
And now you learn the true lesson of the void.
You want to bypass? Bypass? No? Okay.
Grunting. Grunting.
Like, that's why I said I don't even think it's a bypass. You basically have to clear about the same amount of trash.
Grunting. Grunting.
What? You guys are trying to do some, like, mad covert op tracks or, bypass strats.
Watch your feet.
Don't you know the meta? Everyone knows the meta. They all watch the top streamer. Oh, mega wow.
Watch your feet.
Meanwhile, we have people rage quitting because they can't do mechanics on bosses. The duality of WoW players.
Watch your feet. Influence.
What is that? You know, alchemist.
Watch your feet. Watch your feet.
Inevitably, the void consumes everything.
Which plus his sacrifice actually had a sound, or at least the automatic one had a sound that goes off.
Watch your feet.
Right.
Interrupt.
Go.
Interrupt. Frontal.
The healer's 100% mana though. Yeah, no shit. No fucking shit, guys.
Watch your step. Frontal. Fear incoming.
Everything.
AOE incoming. Watch your step. Frontal. Watch your step. Interrupt.
Player DPS is kind of poop right now for some reason.
Interrupt.
In the
Frontal. Watch your step. Frontal. AOE incoming.
I think people are trying to DPS the fucking boss instead of the tree.
Watch your step. Fear incoming. Frontal. Frontal. Entry frontal. Frontal. Watch your step. Watch your feet.
Did he just immediately turn and kill everyone? I taunted him immediately after I broke out of it. I got feared into his
It is clear you deserve only the best.
give them the reminder. I'm pretty sure someone was just DPSing the boss after we killed the tree. And it was just sitting on the boss. Maybe two people were.
Watch your step. Interrupt. Interrupt. Frontal.
Cannot control it.
Watch your step. Fear incoming. AOE incoming. Frontal. Watch your step.
Inevitably, the void consumes everything.
Frontal. Watch your step.
I'm sure there's a better way to spread this around. It just kind of goes fucking everywhere.
Frontal. Interrupt. AOE incoming. Frontal. Watch your step. Fear incoming. Interrupt. Interrupt. Frontal.
Okay.
Watch your step. Interrupt.
Another boss we're having issues with some reason.
I've done nothing but waste my time.
You have to shield the interrupt or something. I am, and he casts like every seconds. I'm gonna do the next boss with his DPS. I mean, the DPS isn't really that. Actually, I don't know. Oh, yeah. They're telling me to interrupt the boss. The guy casting the frostbolts? That's what we're doing. But he casts it like all the fucking time. And the fear is uninterruptible. Another boss that we basically legit have never had issues with. Yeah. That pops up all the fucking time.
Interrupt. Interrupt. Frontal.
That frostbolt attack legit comes up all the fucking time. Like, I can't interrupt all those. Even if I was just rotating back and forth between,
Watch your step.
people are wiping on these little puddle things, too.
Interrupt. Frontal. Fear incoming.
Worst nightmare.
AOE incoming. Watch your step.
Inevitably, the void consumes everything.
Interrupt. Frontal. Interrupt.
I don't think this is why we're wiping, though. I'm pretty sure it's because people are standing in puddles.
Interrupt.
The floor becomes full of too much shit.
Interrupt. Frontal. Watch your step.
Like, you don't need to interrupt that. Are they just running in to stop that?
Frontal. Fear incoming.
That's not... I think they are.
Incoming.
If they don't need to.
Watch your step. Interrupt. Watch your feet. Interrupt. Frontal. Interrupt. Interrupt. Watch your step. Fear incoming. Interrupt. Interrupt. Frontal. Interrupt.
Pitiful wretches! You have done nothing but waste my time!
Alright, well, there's that. Well... and people are blaming DPS. I would actually say it isn't just the DPS. I'm very, very certain that these, like, they don't need to interrupt every single one of those casts. You don't need to do it. I'm getting like half of them. They're running into the puddles to interrupt Spirit Bolt, which, you know, does a decent chunk of damage, right? This is not going to wipe our fucking group. Like, the healer can heal through that shit. And in every group that I've been in, we haven't had a problem with this boss. What is this? What is going on tonight? What is going on tonight? I'm pretty sure they kept talking about me interrupting that. I think they were running in. They're running in to interrupt this shit. When they don't need to, and there's no way that I can. Like, I can't get close enough to, like, you have to avoid the puddles, right? Yeah, they're running, there were people legit running in to try and interrupt his spirit barrage thing. His spirit bolt. Why? Why? It doesn't do that much damage. It doesn't instantly kill people. I have to do it on occasion. Yeah, but you don't need to do that. People are dying because they're running into the puddles. What the fuck are the puddles? Yeah. You know, I'm pretty sure there's more. There's 450,000 nature damage every 1 second. It hits you for 1.4 mil. The healer legit. Was this just a soft enrage? I don't fucking know, guys. We've every single one of our dungeons tonight has been a failure. Just a combination of rage quitting. This one was, like the last one was just rage quit. This one was, I guess we didn't have enough damage. Another one where we just didn't have enough damage. What's going on with the UE here? Bug report. My screen's broken. Yeah, so you have to DPS him down. He has another soft enrage. I've legit not had problems with this boss. What is going on here? I don't understand. Oh, guys, tonight's game's been something else. Like, I don't think I've ever been in groups where I've been this close to the DPS. I don't know what's going on here. Look at that. This is single target damage, too. I'm beating out the rogue, and I am within range of the paladin, which is Brigid was damage earlier. What? Let's look at the heal. Healer is on par with me. Barely above me. So we, oh. I didn't, and one of the fights I out-healed the healer. Dude, you gotta be fucking shitting me. So this group we just in had bad DPS and a bad healer. What? Are just people burning all their keys early or something? What's going on here? It's something in that, like, you aren't getting into 10s. I wonder, so if you fail raids, it shows up in your Raider IO, and then people use it as a reason not to invite you? So the more groups I join that fail, that I can't do anything about, the worse it makes me look for Raider IO, which then makes people not want to invite me? Is that the way it works? So you can essentially soft lock yourself out of dungeons because of people failing your group. There's nothing I could have done in this instance, guys. There's absolutely nothing I could have done to fix this. I was legit basically getting every single interrupt on that guy. Almost every single interrupt. I saw someone else interrupting him too. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure the DPS were charging through. I'm pretty sure the DPS were charging through the puddles to fucking try and interrupt them killing themselves on the puddles. There's no way. Like, you have to wait for me to drag them out of the puddles. You can't run in there. I can't run in there. That's why I kite them around in a circle. Bro, you gotta be fucking shitting me. Holy fuck. We had bad heals, and we had bad DPS. And legit actually out-healed the healer in one of the instances. 2 instances, although this is very close. Normally healers will be about 8% higher than me on healing. Like, they'll be around 50% total heals. That's pretty incredible. Play the Titan's evoker ability. Oh, that's me. Sorry. I don't even... yeah. Well, tonight's games, guys, were, these are something else. We had something else going on here tonight. And a little bit of, you know, stuff, things. Oh. Dude. This looks better. Single target damage too. And I out-healed the healer overall in the entire instance. Wow. Alright, well, tonight, guys, we've found out that multiple bosses have soft and rage mechanics, which multiple groups were not able to deal with. We've legit had cases where I'm out healing the healer by a decent chunk. We've had bad DPS. We've had people rage quit. Even though we wiped once. We had the guy earlier that legit just quit on the boss after telling everyone to go faster. Yeah. Wipe once and he immediately quits. No, it wasn't. It was the second wipe where he refused to do any of the mechanics and just stood there. What the fuck? It has to be. At this point, it has to be a stereotype, guys. The worst night you can possibly do keys is literally reset night. Think of any night. Absurd. First night that we've basically found out there's a soft and rage mechanic on Necrotic Wake on the second boss. Yeah, also on this guy, there's a soft and rage mechanic. This guy also has a soft and rage mechanic with his regen. And this is a soft and rage mechanic with weakened resolve. Oh, bud. You gotta be shitting me. And Necrotic Wake, this guy, if you don't kill the ads fast enough, also a soft and rage mechanic. Holy shit. No idea, guys. Well, holy fucking shit. Alright, well, we're going to call things here for this evening, guys. Tonight's games were an absolute shit show. This was just a fucking shit show, guys. Tonight, guys, hopefully we have some better games. I don't think we've had instances where I've done shit wrong, right, and then we fixed it. And we've had instances where, like, DPS, like, doesn't do mechanics right. This is one of the first nights where we've had stuff where people aren't geared properly. Like that, and then just not doing mechanics, easy mechanics on bosses. Like they don't even know to do the mechanics, even though we're doing a key 9 now. I think we had all our keys tonight were 9s and filled all of them. So we didn't really have any problems as far as I was doing it. Like just the last instance, it was just people telling me to interrupt the boss. It's not we were losing. We weren't losing because of the fucking interrupts. I'll put aside the fact people were charging into the shit to do the interrupts. That was pretty impressive too. So, yeah. I guess. Well, we're going to call things, guys. Tonight will be more World of Warcraft. And we've got basically a day of washes here. We're going to try and 10 out all of our dungeons here. I guess today just was not the day. So, we're going to see where things go. But, once again, if this is some sort of weird shit with Raider IO, where people are checking your Raider IO and they see that you haven't done dungeons, or you basically failed dungeons, and then they just don't invite you to groups, basically you end up soft-locked, and if so, basically that's probably going to end our, because then I basically have to be super elitist with groups that I'm picking, too. It's basically just going to end our run for, this, I guess, expansion, or season, but basically I'm not going to play any of the other seasons this expansion, so. That's the problem. We just basically had an entire night of people just doing shit wrong. Like, look at this. Look at the DPS. What the fuck is this shit? Look at the healing. You can't make this shit up, guys. So... yeah, that's me at the top, by the way. Oh, I found out how to figure out how many instances of Blessing and Sacrifice we have. Let's take a look. This is a pretty bad instance. Look here. Auras. Blessing and Sacrifice. 9 instances. Oh, is this overall? There's a lot more than 9. There is 100% a lot more than 9. 9. There was most definitely more than 9 instances with that healer of Blessing and Sacrifice. Actually, how long was this? How do you figure out how long you were in the instance for? Look at 99, 12 minutes? Feels like we're in there longer for 12 minutes. We go on based on the top-up time. I mean, that is basically almost off cooldown. If it's 9 instances of it, it has a 1 minute cooldown. That means it's almost 100% uptime. Good evening, Pumpkin. Yeah, so I guess if that was 12 minutes and I had 9 instances, that means it was almost always going off cooldown. My boss was literally going off cooldown. The 3 minutes you can basically sum up as travel time and like just, you know, random overhead diddly done in between. That is pretty absurd. And while it says, like, for instance, when you look at it, the uptime here I wouldn't even quantify as basically how long it's, like, it quantifies this basically as the time on the players, right? It's not. The uptime for this is basically how many times it's triggered. This is basically as a 9-minute uptime. Be like, what, 75% of the time? And that doesn't even count, like, overhead in between. That's ridiculous, guys. Okay. Well, we're gonna call things here for this evening, guys. Absolutely disgusting games tonight. I don't know. I mentioned multiple times this expansion pack. Worst night to do keys is reset nights, guys. So here we are. Alrighty, we're gonna call things though, guys. If you are new to the stream, you enjoyed watching me wipe, make sure to follow button on your select platform. I stream to Kick, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Trovo, as well as TikTok every day from late night to early morning, GMT-6, so late night North America time. I usually stream for about 5 to 6 hours, give or take, depends on my life, what's happening, etc., etc. My streams have been generally relatively short nowadays, but daily. So we're gonna get back here tomorrow and whack away at it again. Anyways, guys, I'm out here for this evening. Thanks for watching my stream as always, and I hope you guys have a wonderfully fantastic Tuesday night and Wednesday morning. Have a good day, guys.